Sal doesn't know what we're going to talk about today. I said, I want to pick something that we could talk about that's fun, that's relaxed, and, not serious at all, but also it could be very much a learning segment for a lot of you. And I know we've learned a lot throughout the past, 2-3 years working together, going through stuff. But today we're going to talk about our bad days.
We had a few of those.
Yeah.
Well, a few, but
We'll say that again.
They those ones hurt. They hurt your pride. They hurt your ego. They hurt your back. They hurt your pockets.
Like we've had days so bad, and I don't think man. Because we've all been there. When you have that day that's so bad where you're like, fuck this shit. I'm about to quit. I'm about to quit my own shit.
Yeah, it's like, yo, bro, let's configure, let's sell everything and we can start something new, brand new. Like that's sometimes like,
this shit ain't worth it no more.
If I'm gonna struggle like this, I'm gonna struggle because there's a better light at the end of the tunnel.
And I think the further we get away from having those days, and they're pretty much non-existent for the most part in our operation. But when those days do happen, it's absolutely like catastrophic. It's terrible. And it may not be a huge thing, but it may just be one thing that just stops the operation for the whole day. There was a day last month where the tip of the IK thing broke. That fucked me up for a few days, because when you have such a system in place for things, but let two things go wrong, or let an AC unit go out in your building, or there's always going to be problems that happen, and sometimes it affects your business.
Yo, man, but we harp on those things. We're just like Toyota in that sense. You know what I mean? We plan for things to go wrong, and also we push ourselves to the limit to say, hey, today's going to be a bad day. We're going to you know what I mean?
Yes, I think we acknowledge it too when we have the bad days. We'll be like, hey, brother, things don't feel good right now, and they're not going very well right now. We just need to get through the day.
Yeah.
And I think
that's the win today. We just got to make it to the end of the day.
And that way you're not defeated, because it's easy to feel defeated.
Yeah. Well, fuck time. We ain't worried about time.
We're no longer tracking time.
The only thing we're trying to do is make this thing better than what we came for, to our expectation, and get home safe.
Yeah. Because this can happen under a few different circumstances.
Don't worry about no tip, man. If they don't pay, let's just get home.
Yeah,
we already lost money.
Yeah,
let's just get out of here.
Yes. And I think there's a lot of I think people work like that a lot more than they like to say.
Well, it's normal. It's not that they don't even like to say it. It's like that's like normal work behavior.
Yeah.
Well, you see, just talking to people, you think people come and they talking about all their problems, right? It's like, damn, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah.
Like this is just stupidity right here. Like, what happened to you? It's just same thing with work. When people start telling about their bad days, it's like, damn.
You don't sound too happy at work.
That happens every day.
Yeah, you do that every single day. Every day. Yeah, woo. It's I think the fact that you're building the business makes it that much harder. Like I feel responsible when shit doesn't go right. It's like, I should have planned this better. I should have organized this to suit this better. Whether it's the schedule, whether it's tools, whether it's us doing a mobile job, maybe it's us doing specialty work, maybe it's expectations that were set. There's a lot of different things where things could turn bad really quickly. And in those, the person in charge or whoever scheduled the appointment or whatever, it's kind of like, well, it is on me. I was the one who pieced everything together to make it happen. Whether that's an event, whatever, you never want to see time put in and then all of a sudden it just goes to shit. And now you're kind of fumbling around.
Yeah, man. Well, and through all this, you're building culture. You're building culture. You're trying to sustain culture. And when people that are working like this, it's just like, you're the main example. this is what your culture is. No matter what you're saying, you're like, I do all this, I do it like this. Like, no, like the culture is the actions.
Yeah. Yeah, there's people that say, oh, I have SOPs, I have this, I have that, I have my schedule to a T, I use this, I use that. It's like, but are you really, all of that stuff is fine. Those are just, in my opinion, those are just checklists. And a checklist, an employee's going to come in every day, whether they did it or not. And guess what? It's getting a check.
Well, that's how, what the hell? Okay, I thought I seen a mouse. But that was the shadow from the thing.
I was like, you better not see the mouse.
I'm about to scream.
Jump up on the table. Pull your pants up.
Hey, man. Woo! I was just playing. I wasn't going to scream. Man, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, well, that's what we were talking about culture. You talking about culture and the mice goes by. You
man. I was like, I said, this motherfucker must have seen a ghost. Oh my God, shook by that mouse.
A fake mouse. A shadow. Man, got scared by a shadow.
The shadow mouse.
Come on, man, let's finish.
Okay, so the bad days.
We'll talk about culture.
Oh, yeah.
I think in the whole 9-to-5 environment, that's what culture is. A checklist.
Yeah.
It is. When you come in, we have this poster here.
It's all directed. It's all directed. It's all directed.
I ain't never with a rule book.
That's all it is. It's just rules. I mean? All it is rules made up for dumb shit because somebody somewhere down the line messed up and fucked some shit up. So, we got to make a rule now.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Like, especially when they got to post a dumb rule. You're like, what's that for?
This must be a real fucking dumb one. A bunch of people must have fucked up on this for them to have to make a poster about it.
When I was doing the storage, right, back in the day, like they had there in the print, like, you cannot live in here. And I was like, in my head, I'm thinking, I was like, what you mean don't live in here? Like, no, this is for storage. I was like, what is this about? And that guy goes, you put it in our store. And like, that was dumbfounded. Come to find out, that's a regular thing. But like, when he told me that, I was like, living here? And I had a little storage unit. You know what I mean? I just had like 2 closets full. And I was like, damn. It's wild out here. Like, you got to do what you got to do. But damn, you got to stoop that low.
That was at work?
No, that was...
I thought it was at work.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, like the units?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because people do.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I've seen it in movies and stuff.
I've seen it on YouTube channels. People say, I got this storage, though. I've been here 2 months.
I've seen those,
and
too.
He's like, I never been there.
Yeah, they got everything all set. Like, they figured it out like a little way. I like it. I got to come in when they leave. I'll have the graveyard shift at this time. And then I got to be out by this time.
And my whole head, I'm thinking, I was like, man, you're pretty resourceful. You do a lot of planning.
Or they just sleep there. That's it.
But there was a dude that was saying that, like, during this time, he had his boxes all set up. I was like, dang, man, you put a lot of effort. Yeah. Like, you don't know how good with skills you got. You don't need to be living like this.
Like, if somebody opened it, it would just look like boxes.
Like, he had the whole plan and everything. He had a whole cook thing.
I saw people that live underground in New York in the sewer.
I was like, yo, man, like, this ain't the way to live. You too smart for this.
Yeah, so crazy rules. So crazy rules in your culture. But I think we create a lot of our culture based off of the mistakes and the things that we've made that felt catastrophic, that were like huge setbacks and so defeating to the point where, and not defeating in a sense that we couldn't accomplish it, almost you don't even want to. It's things you don't even want to, like things that we've cut out. Like we've learned so many big lessons that we've literally cut out the time, the energy into it. We cut out every single part of it because we know the money is not worth it.
Well, yeah, that and being in a place where the money doesn't play a factor.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, when you have a bad day, that next client comes, you get that phone call and they say, hey, I need you out here. You know you need the money. You can't say no, but like, it's great to be in a place where it's just like, nah, hell no. Yeah. You're going home. Let's get home. When you're in that point, because that's when the mistakes happen. That's when things go wrong. And on top of you're already going into that in a bad time. Oh man, it's good to be at a place where like, or even if you're not at that place, it's still good to say no. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to put my business in that predicament.
Yes, I'm not going to put myself in that. Yeah. Another part of this whole, bad day thing or when things just kind of get fucked up, most of the time you're in a position where you're doing more work. You're probably losing money and time. Those things for us are that's like a stab in the heart twice. That's like I'm down and you're kicking me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not only losing time where I could be making money and doing stuff or have somebody out here doing this, or I could have just said no. No, I'm good with this.
And all the little things just start stacking up times 10, times 11. Because that's when
that's not even compounded. That's just one.
That's when all the stupid shit happens. You're dropping towels. Yeah. Jesus, now you gotta go back and get another one. You're dropping bottles. You're busting stuff. You're forgetting.
Your shop is so unorganized. You don't even remember that you were out of something that you needed. Now you got to go to the store and get it.
Yeah.
That type of stuff really plays a factor in those days. It just amplifies it that much more. Yeah, those days are rough. I think Sal's first real rough day was, we'll post this video up here, is when we had to do those cars in the glass.
Yeah.
Was fucking with you. Bad. My man was doing the glass in the heat for about an hour. At the end of the detail. Oh, and that day also, polisher broke. Polisher went out on us. We ran out of water.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We ran out of water, drinking water. It was so freaking hot. Bad scheduling. I scheduled that too late.
Oh, I can't believe we made a video that day.
Yeah, and we made a video.
We made a video.
Yeah.
That day, man. That's wild.
That was stupid. That was a stupid decision. Now it's nice to see because we get to go back on it, but you look at our faces in that video, we are not happy. We are not happy. Oh, the overspray day.
Oh, that was rough.
That was a tough day, man. We was having to refill our water.
Well, shit, we didn't know it was going to be that many vehicles.
No, they just kept coming. They just kept coming. And we were already in such a position where it was fuck it, we're already here.
Yeah,
what is this?
What are we going to do? Yeah. Stop and say, man, that wasn't part of the agreement?
Yeah. But it's when you're already beat down that much, you couldn't get more tired than we were.
No.
It couldn't get hotter of a day. You're working at maximum extremes.
We're working on gravel and dirt.
Yes. And there's trucks driving around us that are kicking dust on us, but we had to go on site because it was a crazy amount of cars. I think it was 20 cars?
It was 24 cars.
Something like that. So obviously you can't say, okay, yeah, bring 2 of them to us at a time. We had to schedule everything accordingly based off of their employees.
Man, we got hustled.
Yeah.
That's what happened. We got hustled.
Yeah.
When we did the quote, the prices were worked out. My man thought of a good number, came up, calculated a good number, right? My man said, all right, that's going to be this much. That guy goes, okay.
Yeah.
So anytime someone says it that fast, I said, my man had a budget for this amount, and we didn't even. What was that movie with the guns? Dogs?
Yeah. Oh yeah. When they did the lowest bidding.
They did the lowest bidding. Yeah. And he's like, why did you go? Because you were.
Yeah.
You came in.
Yeah. The next closest bidder was 1.5 million away from yours.
No, it was in the 50s. They said 100 million, and you came in at 50 million. You came in half the price.
Yeah. One thing I didn't factor in, probably, which is the biggest thing, is I'm thinking, okay, worst case scenario, we have to do a clay treatment, and we weren't polishing anything. We were going to do a clay treatment to an SUV size. So I charged it accordingly, a wash and a decon per whatever, and just tire shine. That's it. No deep wheel cleaning, none of this craziness. We just got the aerosol tire shine. But I didn't factor in all the different conditions of all these different vehicles. Also, I didn't factor in how does each client take care of their car. Some of those people were like, nah, dog, you're not going to leave my car like this.
Yeah.
I could see the marring.
And then you had the vehicles that were beat up, and it's just the clay. This ain't worth
Yeah,
the clay.
it's like, just leave it. What do I do? Just leave it? So there was some where we just hit the windows because some had like clear coat was just cooked. So it's like, what are we doing
I'm carrying
now?
this car up more.
Yeah, you gotta consider all of those things, and I think now every move that we make, every appointment that we make, every job that we have to go out and do mobile, any job that we have to leave town, anything that's of a certain value, anything there's a lot of different intricacies now that we know we're not going to deal with anymore because now our culture is no longer. We got
that type of job. Okay, we're bringing in a third man. We got that type of job. Okay, we're renting this piece of equipment.
Yes.
We got that type of job.
They're bringing it here.
Yeah. We got that type of job. Oh, that's 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah. Like we know and that all comes from like the tracking. That's all from tracking, like experience and tracking. Because trust me, man, those shitty days, geez. And then you have the shitty days where you just fuck up. Like the first time you burnt through the paint.
You like to bring that up, man. Always bringing up old shit all the time. You know what, man? I think about it, the more and more it's like I don't feel bad because I was doing the finishing. I had the white pad. I had the white, and I was using DA. I wasn't doing it no hardcore. So I started people were like, damn, how you burn through? That's how thin of a paint this was.
Yeah.
I burned.
No, this was we were like on. We shouldn't have been polished. We shouldn't have cut that vehicle. It shouldn't have been cut. But the client said, make this fucking thing he showed me a picture of another Mustang under showroom lights that was fully restored, fully painted, ceramic coated, brand new, it looked good. Like the body work, everything's super straight, probably better than the factory shit. It's fully custom modified Mustang. The same as his, blacked out. He goes, I want my shit to look like that. I said, okay. When, as a detailer, when you see a job that is just, you got levels. When you see a job that is like here, when it comes to finishing, you understand the work that goes into that. Whether it's a custom car, whether it's a daily driver, there's something looking different. That car is hitting a little bit different. It could be stock and everything, but when you got somebody who really put time into that thing, gave the paint, maybe recovered it, did a full correction on it, or maybe it's just brand new and they polished it and jeweled that motherfucker out and then slapped a coating on it. Whatever. When somebody does their shit nice, it's intimidating as a detailer because it's like, damn, motherfuckers out there. There's some nice ones out there. Some dudes that are really, really technically skilled. So when somebody brings you a photo of something like that, it's like, and you never really know how to gauge yourself. Like I like to think I'm good at certain things, but in reality, in comparison to other folks, I don't really know where I fall on the spectrum. You don't until you guys work on the exact same thing. Uh-huh. You know what I mean? Everybody has different techniques and stuff. So you can't really, there's some people that are just flat out good, better than most. And he's an enthusiast, so he understands like the polishing and all that stuff. Like he understands what goes into it, but he's just like from a consumer end also, he's like, I want my shit to look like this. Like I don't want to drive this car unless it looks like this.
Yeah.
So I said, look, we are like crazy thin.
Fuck, I thought I seen that mouse again. Yo, my man, he like, just to paint the picture, he's the first one that I ever heard say, hey, my car was in his polish. He goes, yo, I need you to do your thing. It was a white Mustang. He goes, it hit the sun. I saw all the swirls. I ain't never heard anybody in my life say I got a white car that's got swirls on it.
Yeah.
Never. He came and said, no, this ain't cutting it. Like I see all this stuff. And it took me a while when we got the car. It took me a while to even see.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, they sure, but like, you got to have some type of trained eye to see that. So that's how my man got me. That's when I was first started.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's it's definitely something that, not everybody can appreciate. But the ones that can appreciate it, they know that difference. And they want that difference. If their car is not that difference, they don't want it. Some of them just go out and just win trophies everywhere because just the paint looks that good, and this is also one of those clients who listens to when we tell them, hey man, don't even touch it. Hey man, don't do this. As much as they may want to, some people are like, oh, well, we told you not to wipe it down or whatever. They wipe it, they go and buy the Kirkland towel and scratch the whole thing up. Oh, well, it said, everybody says to use these, we tell this client, hey, don't touch it. I don't care. Just don't touch it. Just call me. I'll come out. Whatever you need, just don't touch it because you're going to make more work. And your paint, you don't have much. But he said, make it like this. I said, look, it's a 50-50. This thing, we're going to blow through this paint. He goes, let's just get it close to this. He goes, I'll wrap that shit if it doesn't come out good. We had the get out of jail free card, I guess, in the same. We've had days where we make technical mistakes like that. We burnt through paint. And again, we're working, you're tired, fatigued. How many hours were we polishing that thing?
That was a 3-day job.
Yeah.
Oh, another one that we just had doing that big ass trailer, that black trailer to remove the etching from the stickers, from the wrap, the all black trailer.
Oh yeah.
That one turned out to be harder than what we gauged it.
Yeah. It was because of the material.
Yeah.
Because of the material. Because the material, it kept getting, it kept coming back, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As it would get hotter.
When it would swell, it would, you would get the.
That was bad. That was up and down work.
Yeah.
I mean, we minimized as much as possible, but
he was super happy with it. Like that's not, and he was accommodating for us.
Yeah. That day still sucked though.
It did. That was a 2-day job. Yeah, it wasn't fun, but that's not one that if we tackled that job now, I'd just get this right here.
Yes, I was
This is our certified product, H902 Heavy Cut Compound by KCX. It's presented by Car Supplies Warehouse. This stuff right here. Some of them hard days, this thing right here could have taken care of. There's days I thought it was going to be hard, and this held it down. I've used a lot of polishes and a lot of compounds in all types of situations. One of my favorite compounds or polishes are all-in-one type of perfecting cream or whatever you want to call it, because I don't even consider this a compound. But this right here, this shit right here, you want to talk about cut in clarity? This is the one right here.
So this is a one and finish. You could use this as a one and finish.
I use this for one and done probably 75% of the time now.
Okay. So what happens here is when you get the guys, because your polishing skills are nice. Not everyone because it's not made for that. I
don't think it matters.
But that's what I'm saying.
Even if you're not,
there's going to be cats out there that are saying no. You have to do something else.
No, fuck that.
Is it no? But I'm saying, is it because of their lack of skill? They're doing something wrong.
No. If you have a trained eye, like most detailers, it develops over time. But once you learn how to read the paint from an imperfection standpoint, once you learn how to read the paint, you kind of know if it's going to get any more. Obviously, you keep polishing something a little bit more. It's going to get a little bit, until at some point it's going to be kind of the same. This, you kind of know its limitations. Like you can see, and it'll leave on some, it almost looks like it leaves no haze. But I know, the fact that I know the haze is there is sometimes the only reason I see the haze. Let's put it that way. From a professional's eye.
I got you.
Because there was times where I'm polishing and I thought I had the wrong polish in my hand. And I was like, oh, I thought I had... I didn't know I had the heavy cut. I thought I had the fine cut. The one that's less abrasive, because that shit finished out that nice. And it was on a navy blue car. I said, okay, so now most of the coatings that we do are H9. If it's white all the way to dark silver, it's getting this. It's getting this. Any of those hues in between, it's getting this. If it's a lighter color blue, if it's a light tan color, it's getting this. This here, if you guys are looking for a polish that can do, I would say for an average detailer, about 80% of your work for you, it's going to be this guy here. It's easy to work with too.
How about, how would you different things I know, but how would you compare this to Rehab?
It cuts better than Rehab and it finishes better than Rehab.
Gotcha. So for the folks I know, because
the only thing that
Rehab was a bad mother lover.
Yes.
When we tried it out, it was.
Think of this is in my opinion. This is just my opinion. You know, like Rehab is a great product. Rehab is certified too. Rehab is certified because we like Rehab that much. But it's like this one taught Rehab how to polish.
Okay.
It's like the big dog that came on the yard. Remember when the dogs came through? The cane corso bowed down. And
this is Rehab.
Dog,
this is Rehab's daddy.
He came through. He put his hand on the other dog's neck.
I got you.
A little viral video. That's with this when H9 walks into the building.
Yeah, Rehab can do. Rehab can take care of all that.
Yeah. This one, very low dusting as well and easy removal. I'm so glad that these brands are really focusing on that because sometimes you're spending more time removing than you are polishing. And that shit gets annoying. And it's not just on the compound side. I'm talking on the other side of the spectrum too. Some of these jeweling polishes and shit that are just oily and you're just wiping and wiping and wiping. It's like, man, why did I? And it always looks smeary.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't see that, but we see it.
You see it. You
I'm like, man, that shit is so oily. It does make the color look more saturated, but if you're going to have some type of oils and heavy waxes and stuff, at least have them shit like, you know what I mean, level out nice because it's like working with like the wrong sealant or something in bad conditions. It's just like I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, it's almost,
and you don't want to keep wiping that down because it's a polished surface.
It's like you're wiping overspray.
Yeah,
just like
that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like with some of these. So it's almost like you got to hit that shit with the panel press. And at that time, it's like
I just took everything off.
I took it off. So H9, this is a bad mother lover. Go get it if you haven't tried.
Time out. What pad you use? They're going to ask. Let them know what pad you pair this with when you're getting down.
They are. If I want to go heavy with it, the KCX wool. Like that's if I need maximum cut. We're talking I cut what year was that Toyota?
2014.
It's like 2014 Toyota, black. Never been polished. He was using it as a work truck, but he's like, hey man, it needed a polish.
It had oxidation.
It had oxidation. It needed a two-step correction. But he was just like, nah, just do what you can on the outside real quick. You know, so I said, okay, well, we'll do a 2-hour job real quick. We'll bust this out, just exterior. We did the exterior, and that was the first time I was impressed with H9. So I grabbed H9, and the panels are beat on this car, just nasty. So I'm dabbing all my pads, going through. And granted, I just have a DA. I'm not looking to do no correction. I'm just trying to polish.
Yeah, that's another thing. So they want to know the pad and the polisher.
Yeah, I was using the Rupes Cordless 15 joint, and I slap on the yellow pad to see what it'll do with this because I ain't doing no second step. I'm just doing it quick. I want to do 1 to 2 passes. That's it, each panel, and get around and be done. So I go through yellow pad, not doing it. Rupes medium wool, my favorite pad of all time at this moment. Put the medium Rupes yellow on there. That one usually handles everything. Nope. I said, man, I don't have anything heavier right now with me. I grab the little wool one that I never used of theirs, and I normally don't like these type of pads because because they don't have a foam backing. And I slapped that pad on and I'd go to town. And the first thing I notice is my polisher is performing better, because without that backing and that stability, it allows the ends, say this is my backing plate, it allowed the ends of the fibers and the flexibility without the foam. When I hit the corners, it would still be moving because it would kind of like fold it up on the edge because there's nothing keeping it stiff.
You over there hitting like a rotary?
Yeah, I was moving, and I said, man, this is. I was going into grooves like this on the side, just like it was moving like a rotary tool. I said, okay, I can get down with this. And then I did the wipe, and I said, no way.
Man gets excited, huh? See,
I said, no.
People are going to buy it right now.
I said, no fucking way, Sal. And Sal's on the other side of the car. I think he was working on the wheels. I'm like, no fucking way. I was like, this.
Hey, what's going on over there? What you doing? You having fun over there?
And I did that first panel. I said, yo, Sal, check this out. Check this out. This truck. And you know when you do good on that first pass, and I did the whole first front driver's side fender, and I was like, oh man, now it's at the point where it's like, I want to make this whole car look like this. Because you can, but then there was areas we couldn't, the hood and the roof, it was just cooked. But we got the outsides for them. We're like, man, you want to ease a solution, just get to go down the middle or do a section off with the matte black wrap, because he already had matte black wheels and stuff. I was like, yeah, I think we're call it a day. That should look like a brand new truck. But this thing right here saved the day. And I did that whole truck under an hour and a half. No, I did it under 2 hours, but I was really pushing it because I wanted to see what this thing could do. But on a black truck with metallic in it, I did not have to go back. I could have, but I didn't have to go back with a more of a finishing polish or pad.
All right. So the heavy cut H902 has a cutting ability from the cutting scale, a 9, and the shine on the shine scale is 6.
I think that shit could easily be a 7.
And
6, 7, easy.
In
my opinion,
it's coarse polishing compound, silicone, oil free. H9.
Yeah.
O2.
A pleasure to work with. It's one of those products where you may look at the price tag, and I started out with just the little joints, but once I got halfway through my little joint, I said, no. I'm not going to work without this. I'm not polishing shit without this. Because this is one of those, if this one ain't going to do it, I know the limitation right here. Like MZR, if MZR ain't getting it out, guess what? It's married to this.
Pack it up.
We were done. So that's how this is right here. So again, so go pick it up. Car Supplies Warehouse, details 10. Save some change. On our bad days, we go straight to the drawing board. After.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And like a coach that had a bad game, we're watching films tonight. Mm-hmm. you see in movies they do crazy shit like that.
Yeah.
We go to the locker room. Yeah. We're watching film on the way home.
You lose the championship. No, there's no summer break. We're back in the gym tomorrow.
Yeah. That's how it feels, because we're truly angry. We're angry. We're mad at ourselves. We're upset. And usually throughout that day, we don't really get upset with each other, but I'm sure you just don't want to be around nobody. So if me and Sal are trying to walk around if we butt, like, get out of my way, it's not like bad, but you're not. Luckily, we don't have to be in an environment where we're around a bunch of people, and luckily, the things that we are doing are somewhat therapeutic. Granted, that you get to see what you get the reward of seeing what your work is actually doing. That
therapeutic shit runs out the window. You have on these bad days. It's no longer there. We're past that.
Yeah, I want to hear your guys' crazy days. I know some of these guys where they tell you what happened on their days. It's like no.
Oh yeah, we know what turned into a bad day real quick when you put too much leather polisher on the perforated seats.
Oh,
that turns into, because that's the end of the detail. You're like, man, I put some.
You're in there rubbing it forever.
You're just rubbing, wasting time.
You know what would probably work? Well, because at that point too, if you're on a mobile job or even if you're in studio is you already got the steamer away. Like you can't make just a hot towel real quick and go.
Oh yeah.
Like now you got it's like it'll take you longer to pull stuff out. That was the whole purpose of when we're mobile, the batteryless vacuum. Is how many times at the end of the day you're like, oh fuck,
go get the vacuum.
This succession, go get the vacuum, turn on the power, this and that.
I gotta plug it in.
That's why people like the reels so much because it's just.
I understand why.
Yeah. Even in the shops, like grab the reel. Yeah. I don't think I'll ever have one here.
In the shop,
space is too small.
Shop for sure.
Yeah,
do something with the shop.
Yeah, So we encourage you on those days. Man, go to the drawing board. Sit down. At least fix one thing that doesn't. At least fix one thing and try to eliminate more throughout those days that are terrible. Because when you can eliminate stuff, how many times you see people? Oh, my water pump went out, or oh my so and so happened, or
this is my third water pump. Your third water pump? How about you just don't have a water pump?
Certain products too, they'll say, "Oh, well, this is it." And they keep buying the same products. It's like, well, if it's not working, if it's something that's giving you a headache, a certain brand or something, it's like maybe you should, maybe it's time to go over the more expensive one. Reliability usually is one of the things you pay extra for, and you shouldn't mind paying extra for
the starting point.
For quality reliability, for you to be able to do your job. Oh, and another thing we don't have to deal with, but I know a lot of guys do, and it can make a real shitty day, is if your team is not motivated. Like you could have some real shitty days. The simplest task. You ever have to do a simple task and people just make it so complicated because they're in a bad mood, they're not focused, they're not on their A game. It's like, yo, man, you gotta pay attention here. They may make a mistake that's like really costly.
Yeah.
It could be really small, but again, those things could compound over time. It's like you got 3 people doing shit inefficiently.
You know what happens? When you go to the gas station, there's a line, so you're waiting, and the guy in front of you or whoever, like they've been waiting for this whole time, and when they get there, then they want to pull their wallet out. It's like, damn, man, you got to have that ready. You see a big line, and that usually happens when you're ready.
You're not prepping. You ain't ready to keep this moving. You're just going to hold everybody up.
And you get behind the guy. What's that one right there, number 5? How much is that? Like, Jesus Christ, man, pack it up.
They got the lotto. It's always the people that got the lotto stuff too.
Jesus. Oh, no, that's too much. God damn. Oh, we're paying about the lotto. Worry about all that. That was too expensive. Jesus. Man, let's pack it up. Let's roll.
All right. Let us know your experiences, your bad days, what you've done to prevent your bad days. And we'll keep this conversation moving because this was a fun one.
Yeah, man.
Go pick up some merch. By the time this airs, we'll have already been back from Dallas. I'm sure it'll be great. We'll be out there with the KCX team as well as some other Details fam. You'll have some videos on that coming out soon. So
like, subscribe, share.